sure they're not coming to me. So yeah, we're good. We're good. I have you stare right here.
Good, Cody.
All right. I'll first have you say and spell your name for me, please.
I'm Annika Banasiak, ANNAKABANASIAK.
And just look at me. So the camera's not there. And what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
Freshman. Oh wow. So, how are you feeling right now?
Like nervous, I'm scared for my friends, I'm making sure I'm checking up on them, and I just hope everyone's okay and this gets handled soon.
And you said you weren't on campus when the shooting
No,
happened?
I was parking my car, walking back, and as I was walking back, I see these group of girls crying, really upset, walking back from the student union, told me they heard gunshots, and they just ran and came back to their apartment where I was walking to.
Yeah. So what's going through your mind seeing that your school has had a shooting?
Honestly, I just hope everyone's okay, and I hope that we can just do better precautions so this doesn't happen again. And I just feel awful for the students on there having to go through these emotions right now, dealing with scared for their lives, honestly. It's really scary.
And you said you had friends on campus at the time?
Yes, right now they're still on campus. They're on lockdown right now.
And you've heard from them, they're doing okay?
Yep. Texted them. They just said they're scared, they're in lockdown, and they just want to go home.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I just hope everyone's okay, praying for the people that are injured, and I just hope we can do better in the future.
All right, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry I had to ask.
It's okay.
the scene as well. One of them got arrested. One of them got killed. Watch out, Cody. Walk behind. Y'all want to walk in front of me.
At 1:20, I'm gonna hang up with CTV and call into Gainesville.
Are you waiting on folks? I have my roommate over here.
Are you able to confirm that FBI ATF were on the scene?
I'm not allowed to. You probably want to talk to Captain Martina. And actually, right now that it's evolving, we want to just hold off.
Yeah, I know. I was just curious.
I'll get to the PAO, PJ Show, and I'll let her know that you're in the car. I'll try to help you out, okay?
All right, yeah, no worries. Thank you. That's who I'm talking to. They're coming to you? Okay. so that we're more on the corner. I want to point down that way in my live hit. So.
Just need to go on that side of the street.
What?
Let's just go back on that side of the street.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm more active shot hands and stuff.
Yeah, you need to go on that side.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here on the northern edge of campus. I'm about a block away from the student union where the shooting happened, and we've seen several ambulances leave here. We do know that the hospital here in Tallahassee has at least 4 victims here. We know that there's a large police presence, as you can tell here. We have Florida Highway Patrol, Tallahassee Police, and others are here as well. We're also starting to hear from state leaders. Congressman Jimmy Patronis says that on X that he is monitoring the situation, praying for first responders and people at the scene. And House Speaker Daniel Perez says that he's watching the things here unfold at FSU, and it's terrifying and every parent's worst nightmare. They're continuing to monitor things at the Capitol. And Governor Ron DeSantis offered his prayers on X as well. Now, I did see posts from other members of the Capitol Press Corps who are at the Capitol right now, and they're being told to not leave there by the Capitol Police. And that's about a mile away from campus, so it's still a very active scene here at Florida State University. Reporting live in Tallahassee, Cody Butler, TV 20 News. Yeah, thanks. Miss Sherry's one of her coworkers was the one that died.
The sheriff,
Mm-hmm.
they used to work there.
Calling back to CTV. Yeah, Ava, right now we are seeing Tallahassee putting up barricades right now here at Dewey in Tennessee. Turn up the audio, please. And so we are here seeing the barricades be put up so that the officers can leave this area, because right now it's just being blocked by police cars right now. State Highway Patrol is here, FDLE is here, Tallahassee Police is here, and we are also hearing from state leaders right now on social media. Governor Ron DeSantis posted on X that our prayers are with our FSU family and state law enforcement who is actively responding. House Speaker Daniel Perez posted on X that we're watching what's unfolding at FSU. It's terrifying and every parent's worst nightmare. We are continuing to monitoring the news here in Tallahassee and urge everyone to pray for the students, families, faculty, first responders, and all involved. And Speaker Perez is a graduate of FSU, and up in D.C., Congressman Jimmy Patronis is also monitoring the situation, he says on X, as work to learn more, again, offering prayers for first responders and those who are injured. Here at Dewey in Tennessee earlier, we did see ambulances leave the scene with lights and sirens indicating that there was a live patient inside. We don't know their conditions yet. We do know that TMH does have some victims here from the scene. We're still working to learn more. And again, this is a very active situation that is gaining attention across the state. Yeah, we've been seeing students here in this area. I might have to move because there's a lot of activity with vehicles going on right now. But yeah, we've seen students walking away from campus. We saw a whole group of students leave about 15 minutes or so ago. They're all calm. They tell me they feel safe. Some of them are shaken up a little. They've talked to friends who are on campus that are on lockdown. They are, again, feeling safe on campus, shaken up. So they're just on edge right now. Students hugging. Where? I don't know. Somebody say something? Just showing students hugging. I don't know where. I think it's over there. Show that.
There are not people in this corner.
He's brave.
Mike.
Oh no, I was talking to Tom.
Why you say that? The day you walk down there?
I don't know.
How far you got? Show you. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but that is. Where the hell is it? Just down this road. You know, the side of the road that kind of goes down past the.
Jacob might be over there too, because I think they were.
That's was another CCTV person over there? I didn't see him, but doesn't mean he wasn't. I mean, everybody's doing the same thing. Running around. So like, there's kids down there too. So I would love to go over there. I think you. I mean, you'd be able to. Yeah. Yeah, I think we should. This corner kind of lighten up.
Get that.
Yeah, I got him hugging and stuff, crying and stuff.
Where were you?
Right behind the student union. Still a bunch of students over there. Yeah, I just had to go live with Fox 13 in Orlando. I'm not. I was like, audio, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, good. So,
I don't mind walking down there.
it's not that far.
But I don't know where Jacob is. Is Jacob down there? Because he's beginning. Jacob's covering the student union.
Oh, then yeah,
So,
you're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the shooting took place, right? You saw another
Yeah.
person down there?
Sorry, I think another station calling.
Have you guys heard about when they're releasing? Because like my daughter's stuck in a building.
The Unification Center is at the Civic Center.
That's where they're going to bring kids to?
I think so. Yeah, that's where they're directing parents to the Civic Center. Have you heard from your daughter?
We're on the phone with her.
You are.
We've been on the phone with her. She called when it broke out. She was in an administrative building before class starts. She's a physiology exercise major. And she called her mom to call me, and we switched over. So we've been on the phone with her for well over an hour. She ran out of she was in an administrative building. They put them in a room, and for some reason they moved them outside. And a girl started screaming and running, so she said some people got trampled. And then they took them back into the building on the first floor and then moved them to another building on the second floor, something like that.
Oh wow. let me. I'm just having to check with my stations. I work for 4 stations, so I have to.
Hi, real quick. I'm
Hi.
Jenny Ralph. I'm with FSU University
Hi.
Communications. I just wanted to let you know, Turnbull Conference Center,
Yeah.
which is that way. I can help you locate the
I think we have a crew already there.
Perfect. I just
Yeah.
wanted to spread the word to the media
Yep.
that that's where we're setting up to this and not the official information.
No worries. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so flipping angry.
Yeah.
I'm a big pastor. I'm trying to stay calm. My daughter just started here early because we moved here November, December to take the new church.
Yeah.
And she graduated high school early. Started on January 6th.
Oh, wow. I hate to ask. Would you be willing to do an interview with us?
Let me check with my wife.
Okay.
Okay. I can do a short interview.
Yeah, well, all right. I'll just have you stand over here. We might have to adjust depending upon police traffic, but I'll just have you look at me.
Okay.
Know when you're all set. Yep. All right, I'll have you first say and spell your name.
Michael, Michael. Last name Price, Price.
All right, and you said your daughter's a student here?
My daughter is a student at Florida State University as of January 6th of this year. True freshman.
Freshman, wow. So, what's going through your mind right now?
Oh, we got a call from my daughter before it hit the news. We've been on the phone with her for over an hour ever since. As a father, my wife's in the car and a mother, we are concerned for our daughter, but at least we're talking to our daughter and know that she is safe. Our hearts and prayers and minds are to anyone who's possibly had a child or a relative who's been injured or possible loss of life. And as a new pastor here in Tallahassee at the Bethel AME Church family on Orange Avenue, I am praying for our city and for the Florida State University community.
Yeah, you ever think anything would happen here when you send your daughter here?
You don't think it's going to happen, but with the level of gun violence in our country and with the level of mass shootings that occur, I think research shows that our country has more mass shootings than anywhere else on the planet. You always think in the back of your mind that someday something could happen. And a lot of anger for me comes from our policy with guns. And even in the state of Florida, how we made it easier for persons to own guns. We can't be a country that love our children and the citizens and continue to have the kind of gun policies we do. And I know everyone's going to say, no, don't rush to gun policy. Maybe some mental issues here or something, but we got to do something about that.
And you've been talking with your daughter. What has she been telling you?
She's just been real nervous because of not knowing what's going on, feeling safe, and then feeling not safe with movement from movement, and just wanting this event to be over as far as this day and to be safe again in her home with her family.
Anything else you want to add?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Randy Hinesville, the one that died.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah. We don't know. We know people have been. We know people have been sent to the hospital. I think the number was 4 or 6.
Nobody actually died. Do they know what kind of weapon it was?
I don't know. No, there's still. We haven't heard anything official from police yet on anything yet. There'll be another crew on the other side of campus.
And they're not going to speak until they have all the information.
Yeah. All right.
How did you get out of there? Bro, when y'all left, more police came. I see that. Yeah, I'm driving, right? I see I'm driving.
think I'm going to focus more on state government now.
Because we have Randy Fine's bill that died that would have allowed kids to carry.
And
I wouldn't talk about that.
what?
I wouldn't talk about that. Not right now.
Yeah.
Not when kids are dead.
Well, I mean, go to the store tomorrow.
Did they make you come back over here?
What? I know one. Nah, if you're smoking a 3-5, that shit good. Like bro said.
Suspect is in custody. Suspect's in custody. What was that?
I said, praise God.
Yeah.
There was just a shooting 4 days ago, right here on Georgia Street.
Yeah.
Just 4 days ago. Tell that.
Yeah.
Boss, you said suspect
Jody
was in
Gator.
custody?
Jody Gator.
Yeah, suspect's in custody.
one?
Jody Gator. What are you
It just says a suspect is in custody.
Yeah, because one of them, they got in custody, but they killed him.
Well, one of them dead, one of them is arrested.
Alright, so the one that died wasn't dead at first. Like we watched him take him and put him inside the thing. So that's why I'm like, is that the one that they're saying that's technically he wasn't dead yet, bro?
Can't get no food, ain't nobody coming no food, ain't nobody making no life. Think they got it, what they got to do somebody dead?
Well, right there.
Yeah. What did they get? Every cop in Tallahassee's
Yeah,
here.
it's gonna say terrorist attack or something like that.
Yeah. Every cop in Tallahassee's here.
Girl that got shot.
Oh, I got like 36.
This guy got shot.
If I could get in there, I'd give you some money, but like, cause I pulled it off my car, but I can't get in nowhere. They won't let me in there. The smoke shop
Yeah,
won't
no,
give me cash back.
make sure you do the courtesies, bro. Make sure you
That's
do
about
that.
right.
You guys actually seen earlier. Somebody was saying I got your pumpkin in the beach. I got
Well, no one's talking about whole Florida anymore. No one knows if they ever came back. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Six hospitalized. Yes, I can. We'll probably, well, are you able to work tomorrow? I'll probably be working tomorrow. Okay. And just keep me updated because there's a follow-up stating, I listened to a soundbite from their conversations where he's talking about guns. So with our interview, this interview that I'm... Yes, I can. All right, thank you. Do you know what your anchor lead-in? I was asking. Well, I mean, I can be pretty open. Since I'm a political reporter, I'm also getting all those statements from the politicians here in Florida. I have some basic information. I don't know what you have in your anchor intro, and I can go off of that. Okay. All right. Yep. I can go off that. Thank you. Okay. 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 Yep. I could do that. I've done a couple interviews with people, so yeah, that'll work. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Is that the second bus? Third? I'm just gonna call. I'm doing local news live, so I'm just calling it broad for national audience. So, yeah. Fish and Wildlife Commission. I'm just trying to figure out all my stations. So. You did?
Yeah, 5 shots. Another round of 5 more shots.
Oh wow.
7 shots.
Yeah. I'm about ready to go live, but I could do an interview afterwards. Okay. Thank you. Where were you?
I was in Bellamy, so the building right behind you.
Okay. I'm not too familiar with campus, so. Yeah. Okay. What? Oh, 4th bus. Okay. Hey, 30 go. What was that?
You care about recording?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm on national, so.
Exactly. They had said every building within a mile radius of here. Wouldn't even let me pay my electric bill.
Yeah, it's quite a wide range of emotions here at Florida State University. Keep in mind, this shooting happened about 2 hours ago now, and we've seen several students walk through this area. We were about a block away from where the shooting happened at the student union. We've seen many students crying and hugging each other, offering support. We've also talked with students who were on their way to campus when they saw people running away from campus, crying. They've been on lockdown here at Florida State University for about 2 hours now. I'll get out of the way. As you can see, Florida Highway Patrol troopers are going through here. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is also here helping with the scene, as well as the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, the local police, and university police as well. And so they are, again, sorting out what happened here. But again, a lot of people are pretty shaken up. A lot of people are remaining relatively calm given what happened. I talked to a parent. He's been in constant contact with his daughter for the last 2 hours, and they've been moving her inside, outside, back inside. And so, like, every time they move, her mood shifts depending upon where they're at. We did see 3 or 4 buses full of students leave here to go to the other side of campus where the Unification Center is for families to pick up. That's at the Civic Center here on campus for anyone that might be watching in the Tallahassee area that might want to reunite with their loved ones. That is happening at the Civic Center. So again, it is still a very active scene here at Florida State University. Deborah. Thank you.
Thank you.
What channel is this?
I'm on WCTV, but that was for our national streaming. I'm a statewide reporter, so I'll be across the state. That's my normal job, so let alone when something like this is going. So,
do you know a guy named Brent Patton Org? Yeah, I think he does like the video editing or the producing of WCTV.
I've not heard that name, so. But, oh, good. Franklin. Okay, good. Hang on. I'm just checking it. I've been out of communication for a little bit.
I mean, I don't know how much my info is gonna change it or do anything.
I mean, we're just collecting interviews. So yeah, but yeah, if you're happy to do an interview,
you want to do one,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna force you.
No. I'll have you come over here. Stand about right here. Right there. All right. I'll just have you look at me. Pretend the camera's not there. First, have you say and spell your name for me, please.
Cooper, Cooper. Last name is Ugenalp, Ulgenalp.
And you're a student?
Yes, at Florida State.
What year?
Senior.
Senior.
Yeah.
And so, just talk about what happened.
Yeah, I was in class and it was about 1 o'clock and the shots rang out and we were like, is that construction going on or what was happening? And so we got up, looked out the window, and I remember looking outside and hearing 5 more shots go off. And I was like, what's going on? So I saw kids running away from the student union, and I walked away from the window. Then I walked back to the window and heard 6, 7 more shots ring out. And at that point, we were like, okay, there's a shooting going on. So we ran from our classroom, went to the offices, locked the doors, barricaded ourselves in there, and then we waited and was looking out the window again and saw the SWAT teams pull up, the police cars, the FBI come, and at that point we were like, okay, we got to bunker ourselves in, and we were praying. We're like, okay, something's got to change here, and the SWAT team came into the room. They're like, stay where you are, don't move, and we were in there for about 30 minutes, and at that point we were escorted out. About 100 SWATs were inside the building, and our hands were up, and so then we were escorted outside past the union and then into a safe space.
What was going through your mind when all this was unfolding?
Yeah, I was completely in shock. I didn't think this could happen at Florida State. I mean, we're a pretty safe campus, but yeah, this is just like unheard of to me. I never had been in a school shooting before, an active shooter. This is like first time for me, and I was honestly in shock. My hands were shaking. Just adrenaline kicked in, and I really didn't know what to do. I started tearing up. Just like I was scared, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you just saw, you just heard the shots. You didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't see the shooter, but I saw the kids running away. I heard some screaming. Yeah, and the shots, like 3 rounds of like 5 shots, and then 7 shots. So it must have been some back and forth going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and how are you doing now?
Good. I've recovered a lot. A lot of people have been texting me. People from out of state, University of Michigan friends have been texting me. People from South Florida have been texting me. People from high school have been texting me. Doing a lot better. It's been a great community that has surrounded me since then. I definitely didn't think I'd be traumatized as much as I have. Definitely not being on the scene, but being kind of away from it. But yeah, it's been scary. So I'm doing a lot better now. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Is there anything that you wish would have happened differently?
Yeah, no, I think the police responded very quickly. I think they did a great job. Yeah, I don't really know what could have happened. Maybe there's more police presence at certain areas for there not to be a shooter. I mean, I think that's just like the most obvious thing, but yeah.
All right, anything else you want to add? Anything we missed?
No, that's great.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. What was your name?
Yeah, I'm Cody.
Cody?
Yes.
Cooper.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Okay, so let's.
How many did y'all get?
What?
How many did y'all get? Like interviews?
That was 3. If you want to do one, I don't care.
What are the questions?
Just kind of how you're feeling and kind of what you saw, if you kind of where you were, stuff like that. You will? All right. Yeah, this side. All right, we'll have you stand about right here. Hang on, let me. And just look at me, so the camera's not even there. All right. First, have you say and spell your name for me, please.
My name is Celeste Halavin, CELESTEHALAVIN.
And you're a student?
Yes.
And what year are you?
I'm a junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
And so, I guess talk about what happened here.
So I was actually on the phone in like the stairwell. I was in the library between like the 4th and 5th floor, and like people started flooding up the stairs, but like nobody told me what happened. So then I started walking back up to the 5th floor. By the time I got there was like these girls, and like it was just chaos. Everyone was like, there's like a shooter and stuff. And so like these guys started like pressing the elevator button to have elevators come up and like put tables in the walkway to like block anyone from getting on the elevator. And then like some other guys like closed the doors to the 5th floor and then put tables and stuff there. But we were all like kind of panicked. I was like freaking out and shaking a lot, but for some reason I just had a peace. And part of that is like because I'm a Christian, and I think Jesus gave me peace in the midst of a chaotic situation. You know, people use free will for whatever they want to do, and so like it's very heartbreaking, but I hope that, you know, like God is brought through this and that people would maybe seek him out through it. But yeah, I was with actually a few of my friends, Nick and Allison. I was studying for an exam, but yeah, it was chaos. We were standing up there, and then we actually were by the windows. So like at the windows, we saw cops running, students running. It was just like complete chaos. Everyone was like running all over the place. And then we saw like a gurney, and then like the gurney came back, and the guy had his arm cut off, and I think like he was bleeding, and like he had like bandages and stuff. And so like that was really hard to see. Yeah.
I can only imagine what was going through your head when you were kind of realizing that there was a shooting on your campus.
I mean, when I saw everyone flooding up the stairs, I kind of thought that like the shooter was like in the library. I mean, like nobody told me where it was. They said like Landis or like whatever, and I was just in utter disbelief. I was like, I just did. You never think that it's gonna be like you and your campus, but you really never know. So it was just, it felt surreal. But yeah.
Yeah, how are you doing now?
I'm doing okay. I mean, there's other people who are doing probably a lot worse than me, so I'm just like mourning for those people because I feel really bad. But other than that, like just waiting to like get my stuff back. My car is in one of the garages that they like locked down. So yeah, I don't have any of my stuff, so I'm just waiting for that.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? Anything may have missed?
In the midst, okay, I'll look at you.
Yeah.
Okay. In the midst of chaos, like the Creator, God, gives peace under all circumstances, and he seeks to have a relationship with everyone. And so like look to him for the source of questions and answers. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much. All right. I need to get called into WCTV. Yes. Yeah, we are seeing a lot of students and families come to this intersection just trying to figure out what is going on. We've been, they're trying to, hang on, and try to figure out what's going on, Robbie, right now. And they are, some people are walking back towards campus. They're being escorted. It looks like that they're university employees here right now. We've been here at this intersection for about 2 hours now. We've seen busloads of students going to the Civic Center for the unification process. That's happening again at the Civic Center. We're also starting to hear from state leaders. Governor Ron DeSantis posted on X earlier today that our prayers are with the FSU family and state law enforcement actively responding. We have FHP, we have Highway Patrol, FDLE, and FWC are here, as long with the Tallahassee and FSU police as well. Speaker Daniel Perez, who is a graduate of FSU, is also offering prayers with students. He says that this is a parent's worst nightmare. Prayers are for students, families, first responders, and all involved. And State Representative Gallup Franklin, he represents Tallahassee in the Florida House. He says in a statement that he stands with students, educators, families, and neighbors during this time of uncertainty and grief, and that schools and universities must be places of safe learning and not fear. And once have the full details of this heinous act, we must act with purpose and urgency to prevent tragedies like this from happening again. I've talked with parents as well here, and they've also brought up the gun issue as well, and it's something that we've seen kind of play out this legislative session. But again, we are still working on trying to figure out what exactly happened. And I'm sure lawmakers are paying attention at the Capitol an hour away, as they are in the second half of the legislative session. So we'll see if this shooting sparks any new legislation out of that. Back to you. everyone's like, can you be in our forward? Can you be in our forward? I'm like, comment on the team's channel specific times. We can coordinate.
We need to get some stuff charged up if they want to let us wait for a second.
I think we're
This
okay.
ain't gonna make it to 4.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that needs to be plugged in.
Yeah, I thought we got some look right there, but that don't got power running to
Oh,
it.
it doesn't have power.
That's why I was just testing out.
I'm gonna pull the car up there.
Yeah.
When you go back, you're gonna have to like stand up on the hill.
Yeah.
Can you go? I just want to see,
Yeah.
for me to get a shot of you. Okay, yeah, right there would be cool for me.
I don't know what recorder they're on. I might. And that surge protector doesn't have a USB port.
For what?
Just a USB, just a plug in if I need to. I'm okay.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah. Are you okay?
One.
Okay. Yeah, Ava and Nitra, it is still a very active scene here where there are still a ton of Florida Highway Patrol vehicles here as well. However, I have started to see some emergency vehicles leave this area quietly. Fire trucks, ambulances have all left this area recently. We've also seen bus loads of students go by here, presumably to the Civic Center for the reunification center. Now, again, this shooting is like all other school shootings, getting attention across the country. The president had put out a statement recently that he is monitoring the situation. Lawmakers are about a mile away from here at the Capitol for the legislative session, and they are putting out their statements as well. Governor Ron DeSantis posted on X earlier that his thoughts and prayers are with the FSU family and state law enforcement. Speaker Perez who is a graduate of Florida State University, says that this is a parent's worst nightmare, and they're continuing to monitor the situation, urging the thoughts and prayers for students, families, faculty, first responders, and all involved. Representative Gallup Franklin, the Democrat that represents this area, he issued a statement saying that he stands with our students, educators, families, and neighbors during this time of uncertainty, of grief. Schools, colleges, and universities must be places of learning and safety, not fear. Once we have the full details of this heinous act, we must act with purpose and urgency to prevent tragedies like this from happening again. So, yeah, this is definitely something that a lot of people have not expected. I've been talking with students as they walk by this area. Many of them were in buildings near the student union when the shooting happened. They heard the gunshots. They were on lockdown. They saw the chaos outside their window as police were trying to kind of get the situation under control, and they are shaken up. We've seen a wide range of emotions. We've talked to one parent who's in constant contact with his daughter as soon as the shooting started, and he was said that his daughter was calm when she was inside, then they got moved outside, then her anxiety picked up, that she went back inside. So a lot of emotions here at Florida State University as they try to figure out what happened here today. And again, the police say that they have the shooter in custody, and that there are several victims being treated at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. Back to you. They did an anchor swap during me, so they want me to go as long as I could. I was trying to make sure I went long enough. Back to Local News Live.
Y'all can go across the street. I want to go. No, it's not. We just can go. We already got it.
Yes, I can. you needed anything? Batteries, chargers, cords, food. I'm like, we are at a McDonald's, so like we are in the best situation. This was Michael, so I responded to
Well, mine would be covering this.
yeah. No, I'm. Local News Live is doing an expert right now, then they're me next. Yeah, Deborah, it is still a very active scene. I've been talking to people as they walk by, students, family members. A lot of people are shaken up. I talked to students who were in buildings near where the shooting happened. They tell me that they barricaded themselves inside. One was in the library nearby, and so they were calling the elevators up to the top floor, putting tables in the doors so that of those elevators so that the elevators would stay on the 5th floor. They blocked the doors on the stairs as well. The woman I talked to said that she thought the shooter was in the library the way everyone was acting, and they were able to see the chaos outside the window around the student union nearby. So it's a very chaotic scene for these students that were there on campus as they were just trying to go about their day. Now, we are getting a lot of reactions now from leaders across the state here in Florida, from our federal delegation in D.C., Congressman Neil Dunn, who represents the Tallahassee area, says that it's too early to understand the extent of the violence, but the early reports are very disturbing as well. And we're hearing from the governor, who's offering his thoughts and prayers. The attorney general is saying that they are here on the scene working with law enforcement and again offering thoughts and prayers. The state representative from Tallahassee, the Democrat, is saying that they need to understand what happened and change needs to happen once they get a full picture as we're dealing with this grief here in Tallahassee. So a wide range of emotions right now here in Tallahassee at Florida State University. Deborah? Yes. I got you, LNL. Yep. Can I get a plan on what you guys are planning on doing with me? I don't know when we lost IFB connection. Yeah, I'm hearing two people right now. Okay. Three and a half minutes. Oh no. Yes, I'll be able to do it in 2 minutes. Rick Scott shared WCTV's post. So Rick Scott. I do not know anything about the victims or suspect. I can do what students are saying. I have statements from politicians. We want to do that. Okay. All right, I'll do that. All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm hearing a wide range of emotions from people who were pretty calm when I talked to them to people who were pretty visibly shaken up. We've seen groups of people coming out, just hugging each other, crying. We've talked to students who were coming to campus, who saw students running away from campus as the shooting was unfolding, and talked to people that were in neighboring buildings to the student union where the shooting happened and saw the chaos outside. One student told me that she was in the library on the phone in the stairs and didn't really know what was going on. She had saw a bunch of people running up the stairs, so she followed them, and they were acting as if the shooter was inside the library. They put the elevator, called the elevator up to the floor that they were on, put tables in the elevator doors so that the elevator would stay on their floor, and then they went and put tables in front of the door there so that anyone coming up the stairs couldn't get to them as well. This is pretty much what students are taught these days in school, and the run, fight, hide lockdown drills that schools are doing these days. And they really executed it. Another student was in another building. He was in class. They saw the chaos outside the window. He heard the gunshots. They went to offices and locked the door behind them and stayed in there until they were escorted out by a SWAT team. And he saw a bunch of SWAT in his building. And this wasn't the building where the shooting happened. So it is a very emotional scene here at Florida State University right now. I do know that one of my colleagues, he's closer to the student union. I'm about a block away. Another reporter for WCTV here in Tallahassee did speak with a family that was visiting campus, and they were in the student union when the shooting happened. So again, they were visibly shaken up as well. So it's a very chaotic scene, and this isn't the first time I've covered a university shooting. I covered at Michigan State when I was at a station in Lansing, and it's the same thing. You can kind of just sense the tension right now with all the police presence here. It's an eerie feeling. Thank you. Thank you.
Need some water?
Yeah, something to drink. Just tell them you're covering the shooting.
Thank you. I'm trying to send in my personal phone all the IFE numbers. This is Cody. Hey. No, we are good. We have everything plugged in. We are in a McDonald's parking lot. Yep, thanks. Bye.
Wow. Gosh.
I don't think we could show that.
No. He's far away. You can't see. I'll let you see. He's right. Somebody dead right here.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we can't. Right. I put the key in the car, so when the car stops, you just need to restart it. It will shut off like every 25 minutes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, right now here at Tennessee and Dewey, Abby and Julie, things are a little calmer than what they were earlier. I've started to see some emergency vehicles leave this area quietly, and they are out here for hours, just like we have as well. And we're also hearing from our delegation in D.C. here from Florida, as well as here at the Capitol, just a mile away from here. Rick Scott said that he's praying for the safety of everyone at FSU with the swift recovery of those injured, and that his team has been in contact with law enforcement in this area. Senator Ashley Moody has also been in contact with the leadership here at FSU and offers her prayers for the students and first responders. And Representative Gallup Franklin, State Representative Gallup Franklin, he represents Tallahassee in the Florida House of Representatives. The Democrat says that he stands with our students and educators, families, and neighbors during this time of uncertainty and grief. Schools, colleges, and universities must be places of learning and safety, not fear. Once we have the full depth of this heinous act, we must act with purpose and urgency to prevent tragedies like this from happening again. And I've been talking with students as they've been walking by through here, and they have a wide range of emotions right now. We've seen people crying and hugging each other. We've heard from people that were inside neighboring buildings to the student union. One student I talked to was in the library. She was in the hall talking on the phone when all of a sudden a bunch of people ran up the stairs by her, and then she just followed the crowd, not knowing what was going on. And then she said that they started barricading themselves on a floor in the library. They called the elevators to their floor, put the tables in the door of the elevator to keep the elevator there, and then they blocked the doors with tables. She said it was pretty chaotic, and she felt some sort of peace through all of that. Another student I talked to say that he was in class and then he heard the gunshots and saw the chaos outside the window, and then they went to an office and locked themselves in, and then it was a SWAT team that came and got them and escorted them out, and he saw a bunch of SWAT teams in the building. We've seen state police here, or state highway patrol, FDLE, Florida Wildlife Commission, as well as local law enforcement here at FSU as well. So again, it's still a very fluid situation here at Florida State University. Still a very large police presence here as well, as we wait to get more answers. Yes, please.
We've got blueberry, strawberry, mango.
Blueberry. Hey, Berta.
Do you want Italian ice cream Jeremiah?
Yeah, I'll take
We got strawberry, mango, cotton candy, bluegrass.
strawberry.
I don't know if I'm going. I just heard them say I heard them say politicians, so I'm like, oh, that's me.
I just thought you had that.
They're just reading full screens.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they canceled the meeting. The whole Florida meeting.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the tunnel boy. I said, why would they cancel that?
No, not the back way. Not the back way about McDonald's. Yes, ma'am. Okay, now if you could stay there and I could just walk to you and make it easier, cause yeah, and it look like it's a bunch of looking down this way. It's a lot of traffic down there. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you so much. we're about time for Sarasota. Or, yeah. Yes, I'm here. Mic check for Sarasota. Mic check 1 2 3 4. Mic check 1 2 3 4. On the edge. All right. What is the anchor intro? I'm just kind of going off my hits on the anchor intros. I'm not near my work phone. Yes. Okay, Steph. Okay. I'm not near my work phone, so. All right, am I just talking in general on shooting, or am I talking anything specific, or what do you want me to do? I'll just. Whatever they say as how I'm doing it. This is. Yeah, Rick and Stephanie, I'm here about a block away from the student union, and things have calmed down here from my vantage point for the most part. There are still a lot of Florida Highway Patrol troopers here. I've seen FDLE, I've seen Florida Fish and Wildlife, obviously local police and fire as well. I also saw Florida Division of Emergency Management arrive here on scene within the last hour or so. And here at this corner, I've seen a lot of students leaving the area. Some are obviously shaken up. Many hugs and tears were shed. I talked to students. If you have been watching for a while, that you just heard from, that they've been locked inside. They brought the elevators up to their floor in the library so that, and barricade themselves in. It's something that they've been training for in school growing up in these day and age. And we're also hearing from state leaders as well, offering thoughts and prayers from the governor, the attorney general, House Speaker Daniel Perez, who is an FSU grad. And there's also Democrats who represent Florida State University, who are saying that this is a senseless, heinous crime, that they need to figure out meaningful solutions to prevent this from happening in the future. And so, again, we are here at Florida State, where police are still trying to piece together what exactly happening, and there are a lot of emotions here as well.
Good afternoon, 1234, Tallahassee, Florida, level 1234, press conference.
mic check 1 2 3. Tallahassee, Florida to mic check 1 2 3. Good, great.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. W8 now.
Yes, but if you do, oh no, yeah. So you're good. Yeah. And then it's it literally died when I walked up here. So yeah, no, I did die. No,
Everyone phones on vibrate silent. Please. Yeah. I'll do mine.
How long are they about to start?
Couple minutes.
We'll start at 4:30.
Okay, thanks.
Main campus in Tallahassee are canceled through Friday, April 18th. Essential employees should check with their supervisors for further reporting instructions. All FSU athletic events in Tallahassee are canceled through Sunday. At approximately 11:50 a.m. Thursday, April 17th, a gunman opened fire on the main campus of Florida State University in Tallahassee, shooting multiple individuals in the vicinity of the Student Union building. FSU police responded immediately, engaged, neutralized, and apprehended the shooter. 2 victims of deceased are deceased, and 5 individuals have been transported to a local hospital with gunshot wounds. The shooter has also been transported to a local hospital. The 2 deceased are not students. The shooter is believed to be a current FSU student. I do not have additional information on the shooter's identity at this time. Students who need assistance can go to the Donald L. Tucker Center, where the university is providing counseling, health care, and other support services. Family members are also able to go to the Tucker Center for assistance. Students, faculty, and staff are asked to call their loved ones as soon as possible to update them on their status. The student union and the surrounding area is still considered an active crime scene. Individuals should avoid the area. Students should not return to the student union to retrieve personal property at this time. Students may return to their residence halls, but they should otherwise stay indoors on main campus to allow first responders and university staff to do their jobs and respond to those needing assistance. Students may depart campus for the weekend. All classes have been canceled through Friday. Before I turn this over to Chief Revel, I want to thank all the brave men and women of the FSU PD for responding immediately to the scene. I also want to thank the responding agencies who have provided assistance to FSU today big time, including the Tallahassee Police Department, the Leon County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Highway Patrol, Leon County Emergency Medical Services, FDLE, and all other responding agencies today. We really appreciate your support. That's all the information I have at this time. We'll have additional update for you later today. Chief Revel.
Good afternoon. I am Chief Revel with the Tallahassee Police Department. As the shooting occurred today, our officers, as well as every single other officer in this city and county, responded immediately to this scene. Once on scene and once we began working through what was occurring and what we were working, in consultation with FSU, Tallahassee Police Department was asked to take lead on this. So we will be the lead for this investigation in both the officer involved shooting portion of this as well as the homicide portion of this. I will come up after the last speaker and entertain just a few questions, but needless to say, we have multiple crime scenes. This is a very large area we're covering. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands, or hundreds or thousands of witnesses. And again, this is an active, ongoing investigation. So the information that we will be allowed to release right now may be fairly limited. I'll answer what I can at that time. But I will assure you that as soon as we can, any information that becomes available, we will make that available to you. One of the things in the process, and again, understand that this is an ongoing active investigation. So things are happening as we are standing here and as we are speaking. We have identified the shooter, obviously. He's at the hospital. So with more on that, I'm going to allow the sheriff to come up and speak on that portion of it.
Thank you, Chief. As Chief Revel indicated, I'm Walt McNeil, Leon County Sheriff. First and foremost, let me express our gratitude to the responding law enforcement agencies in this community. Our citizens should feel some degree of comfort knowing that your law enforcement agencies are going to respond and do exactly what we did in this case, that is bring the offender to justice and to make sure that we do what we can to make sure we lock him or her up. Let me say to you, this is obviously a heinous crime. Our deepest condolences go out to the FSU family, the families of the students who are here, and we understand that you all have been devastated because of this person's actions. The question as it relates to who is the shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner, and he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy. Our Deputy Eichner, has been with the Leon County Sheriff's Office for over 18 years. She has a tremendous job that she's done. Her service to this community has been exceptional. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene. And we are continuing that investigation into how that weapon was used and what other weapons perhaps he may have had access to. The alleged shooter was also a long-standing member of the Leon County Sheriff's Office Citizen Advisory or Youth Advisory Council. So he has been steeped in the Leon County Sheriff's Office family, engaged in a number of training programs that we have. So it's not a surprise to us that he had access to weapons. This event is tragic in more ways than you people in the audience could ever fathom from a law enforcement perspective. But I will tell you this, we will make sure that we do everything we can to prosecute and make sure that we send a message to folks that this will never be tolerated here in Leon County, and I dare say across this state and across this nation. Thank you. Let me bring up the FBI Assistant Special Agent in charge, Hubert Reynolds.
Good afternoon. My name is Hubert Reynolds, and I'm the Acting Special Agent in charge of the Jacksonville Field Office. I want to echo those standing with me what a horrific crime this is, and we stand with you fully. We have an office here in Tallahassee, and we are fully engaged with providing any resources that we can bring to bear to help with this investigation moving forward. We've established a digital tips media line where you can upload photos, videos prior to and during the incident. If you're there from social media, please upload all of that. I will give you now the website address. You can upload any tips to www.fbi.gov/FSU shooting. Again, that's www.fbi.gov/FSU shooting. I want to assure you that we are going to bring every available resource to be able to help the community and the local people here. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Richard McCullough, Rick McCullough, President of Florida State University. This is a tragic day for Florida State University. We're absolutely heartbroken by the violence that occurred on our campus earlier today. 2 have died. 5 other innocents are being treated for their injuries. We're working to support the victims, their families, and everyone affected by this traumatic event. I just returned from the hospital. The First Lady and I met some of our students who were the victims. Our hearts go out to our students and the victims of this terrible tragedy. I have to say that our law enforcement, our FSU police officers, are absolute heroes in this regard. The call went out, someone called it in, and immediately they responded to the scene and immediately neutralized the suspect and prevented this from being a bigger tragedy. I want to thank them so much for what they do to try to keep our students safe. I want to thank all the law enforcement partners, FSU Police, Tallahassee Police, Leon County Sheriff's Department, Florida Highway Patrol, and Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and all other responding agencies for their rapid and courageous response. I want to thank everybody that came out to visit with the students and to help us and to be here today for this press conference. And I appreciate so much the support that you're all providing to our university and to our students. We're fully cooperating with the investigation, and we defer to law enforcement as they continue their work. I'd also like to thank all the healthcare providers at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. They're treating and providing outstanding care to our victims. Right now, our top priority is safety and well-being for all the people and our campus. As it was said, classes are canceled on the main campus today and tomorrow, and all FSU athletics events on Tallahassee are canceled through Sunday. We also want to tell you that counseling and psychological services are available to students, faculty, and staff, and anyone that needs that should call 850-644-2003. We're also providing support for faculty and staff through our Employee Assistance Program. And so if you need any help, please reach out. We'll continue to communicate with the campus community as we know more. This is a deeply emotional time, but we're all here to support each other. We're going to do everything we can to support our community. We're a strong and united community. We're family. And so we'll take care of all of you. And we'll get through this together. Thank you.
All right, at this time we will take a few questions. Let me just reiterate, this was a massive response, a massive response of law enforcement personnel. Our federal, state, local partners have continued to build relationships that long preceded this event. And that came into great play today in the seamless way that we all came together to work these events. But I know you'll have some specific questions. I will tell you right now, we are not going to talk about the victims, other than the fact that there are 6 of them, two additional deceased, and then the suspect. So 9 total persons. 9 total persons. Yes, sir.
Have you all been able to talk to the suspect at all? Any idea about motive?
The suspect invoked his rights not to speak to us.
Chief, do we know if the weapon that was used was his parents' service weapon? And if so, what are the rules around storing service weapons in the
Right.
house?
No, that's a good question. This weapon was a weapon that the deputy previously used. A lot of times, many agencies, mine included, when we transition to a new handgun, the officers are allowed to purchase the handgun they used prior. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sheriff, but I believe that's the case here. This was a handgun that deputy used prior to them transitioning to a new handgun, and so it was her personal handgun.
Is she on, been put on leave or?
The sheriff would have to speak to that.
We will do a thorough investigation to look at all aspects of it. There's no cause right now that we're aware of that require her to be placed on any kind of suspension or otherwise.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been hearing stuff that it was a deputy who was a school resource officer. Is that true?
That is correct.
Chief, those injured, those killed, are any of those members of law enforcement?
I'm sorry?
And so anyone who died in the shooting or was injured in the shooting, were any of them members of law enforcement, whether it be the
No, they were not.
sheriff's office?
They were not. Yes, sir.
When law enforcement arrived, did the suspects engage with them, or did he surrender immediately? Or
No, they challenged him and ended up shooting. He did not comply with commands and was shot.
did he fire at officers?
I do not believe he fired at officers.
We've heard that Phoenix may be autistic. Are you able to confirm that detail?
I do not have that detail.
Is there an idea of the victims yet?
I'm sorry?
An idea of the victims?
We're not releasing any of the victim information at this time.
Was the officer aware of any behavioral conditions or concerns or threats prior to this incident?
We were not.
How quickly did officers arrive on scene from the 911 call to when they engaged the suspect?
We will get you that information. I don't have that currently. I assume that would be a question that was asked, but I mean, it was almost immediately. That FSU, obviously this is their campus and they patrol it very well. So they were on scene almost immediately, engaged almost immediately. And then everyone else, again, was a massive, very quick response.
I know that you said that the 2 deceased were not students. Do we know of those 5 that were injured or any of them students?
Again, we're not releasing any information on the students on the victims at this point.
Specifically, what firearm did he use?
I'm sorry?
What kind of firearm was he using?
It was a handgun.
What kind of handgun?
I don't know what type of handgun that was. It was probably a 40. I don't know. Yeah.
Chief, I heard it reported that a shotgun was also recovered on campus. Was that used in the shooting?
We do know that he had a shotgun with him. We have not confirmed anyone was shot with a shotgun at this point. But again, that could change as we, again, there are hundreds and hundreds of witnesses, and as we piece all of this back together, information will come to light that we may not have at this point. So I do not believe so at this point.
We'll take one more question.
Do we know how many shots?
Radio dispatch or any logs be released in the near future?
I'm sorry, say again.
Will there be any body cam footage or radio dispatch logs or incident reports being released anytime soon?
We will work with the state attorney's office, which we always do, in pulling together all the information, all the investigative evidence from this case, and in collaboration with State Attorney Campbell, we will make that determination. Obviously, after the case is over, we will certainly, it all becomes available at that point. But as to what we can and will release at that point, like I said before, we're very open, transparent on these things. Again, the officers did an incredible job. But again, some of this is very horrific. This is a horrific incident. And so we will, again, collaborate with the state attorney's office and determine which of that evidence could be released or will not be released. But again, I will let you know that as soon as we make that determination. So thank you all very much. Appreciate you being here. And just let me reiterate what's already been said. The collaboration between all of the agencies, the federal, the state, the local, all of our first responders, our EMS personnel, our fire department, again, just a massive response, immediate treatment to the victims that were there, the transport of them. Again, it was a very seamless response to this tragedy. And that goes to the training that we all do repeatedly, individually as agencies and together. The incident command came together very, very quickly. And again, I could not be more proud of the response and more horrified at the act. So thank you very much.
Can you please just real quick verify again one more time the number of people injured and dead? Our number was 8. I heard you say 9.
Sure. Total number of 9. And that includes the suspect. So there are 6 victims that are injured, 2 victims that are dead, and 1 suspect. And that's let me just reiterate this because I'm not sure we said this. We have no reason to believe at this point that he did not act alone. So there is no further threat to our community at this point. So thank you very much.
Hey, Anthony.